Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. This is my first scrapbook video. So some of you said that you weren't interested in scrapbooking, and other people said, oh yes, I'd love to see what you do scrapbooking. So I decided to add an additional video on Wednesdays, and for now it's going to be scrapbooking. I don't know if it'll stay scrapbooking or I'll do a bunch of things, but anyway, doing scrapbooking. So this was a real challenge for me. It's been a long time since I've scrapbooked. It is a 12 by 12 page. These are 6 by 6 sections. So I thought I'd just start doing sections for now. Super, super simple. I'm using the Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper. This is a 6 by 6 piece of basic white that I've run through the So Swirly embossing folder. And then I've got my, this is a 6" by, I think it's 1.5 inches. Let me just get my ruler out. It's actually 2 inch. So it's 6 by 2. And I'm going to add it to the 6 by 6 basic white. And I chose to do this without the embossing folder instead of like gluing it down and then putting it on the embossing folder, because I didn't want to mess up any of the design. So I've got this, and what I've got here is a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of Granny Apple Green with a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of Melon Mambo on top. You can absolutely cut this out so that you're not wasting the paper. And then I put just a small photo in here. And this I'm going to dimensionalize onto the 6 by 6 piece. So I'm kind of building this as a modular unit. I've already built 2, so these are the other 2, and then I'll put them on the page and add the title. And this one, I really didn't have a direction for this one, but as I was building it using the classic wedding set, I thought about new year, kind of new start, fresh beginnings. So that's what the title on this one is going to be. And I did the letters with the classic letters stamp set, and then just cut them to 1 inch by 1 inch, and then matted them 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. So this one is actually done. So let's go ahead and work on this one. Now this is dies from the textured floral set. And then I just took a piece of the Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper, matted it onto a Melon Mambo piece. This is a 1 inch by about 4 inch piece. And for the car, this is Granny Apple Green with Second Value Pool Party for the windows. I love how it looks like glass. And then just light smoky slate blend on the wheels or tires, dark smoky slate on the bumper, and then real red, light real red for the tail lights. So this is just going to go, sorry, I keep having to look back at my example. We're just going to put adhesive on this piece here, and we're sticking it down to this edge. Again, this is our 6 by 6 Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper. And we're just doing this. These were offcuts from other things I'd use. That's the nice thing about scrapbooking, is you absolutely can use bits and pieces left over. So this piece needs to go kind of over top of this like this, and just lining things up. This is just a little piece of basic white so that you can add kind of a bit of a tagline here. But so this is going to go here. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to this, and we're just going to pop this down like this. And then what I did to add the flower or the leaves is I just put adhesive on each side of the car, and I do have adhesive dots on the back, so we can add those, just use those later. And then I just kind of popped this in, just into the adhesive on the back like that. And then I'm just going to grab my piercing tool and just peel the backs off those. And get that out of the way. And peel that one off. And then I've got just 2 on this side as well. And come on, there we go. Peel those off. And then just add just a little bit more adhesive on the back here. And then we can put that whole unit down, just like that. There we go. And then I can stick this down. Just up here. So if you wanted to put a date or just a little bit of a title. So those are those 2 pieces. So I'm going to pull in my 12 by 12 page. Not entirely sure if you can see the whole, we can't see the whole thing. Nice. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my adhesive around the edges. And I'm just doing this on a 12 by 12 piece of basic white. And the reason I didn't put it directly on the basic white is because I wanted to be able to add the embossing folder to these pieces. So I'm just going to pull this in. Oops, a little bit crooked. Yeah, it's going to stay crooked, sorry. And then picking this one up, we're going to glue this one down as well. So just adhesive on all 4 edges, like that. And then pop this down like that. There we go. So that is essentially our 12 by 12 layout. So we've got kind of matching things. One thing I haven't done yet to this one is added in the flowers. I took the flowers from the set and did some in Bubble Bath and some in Melon Mambo, and I've got adhesive backing on them. So then we can just pop these down wherever, and we just adds a little bit of interest to the kind of bushes down the road as the car goes by. So when we're just adding them in random places, just again pulling the colors out of the Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper. And I like the really busy background with basically just a plain car. I didn't do any banners or any embellishments for the car or anything. I just left it plain because the background is so busy. And like I say, just pop these down wherever you want. I just did a random number and I'm putting kind of 3 on each side. I'm going to do this, and because this is my first kind of scrapbook layout in a really long time, I'd love your feedback. Let me know what you think, if it's style you're looking for, or what else you'd like to see. And then I have to decide if I'm going to do this just straight up and down letters, or if I'm going to do them kind of crooked and everything else. And I think I'm actually just going to do them straight, but I'm just going to make sure that I've got them even spaced. Okay, so now of course the W is a longer letter, so it's 1 1/4 tall, but it's like 1 1/2 wide, and I'm putting these directly between the 2, like evenly between the 2 pages, and it's Granny Apple Green in the background with the Melon Mambo matte on them. So I kind of like the idea of new year, new start, lots of options. So you of course could make this birthday, you can make it whatever you want, and you can do your lettering however you want. I kind of because I haven't scrapbooked in a while, I don't have a lot of scrapbooking supplies, so I'm just using what I have from making cards, which is really similar stuff. But I don't have a lot of 12 by 12 paper because I cut it down for card fronts, so I'm going to have to change how I manage my Designer Series paper for sure. Which is again one of the reasons that these are 4 6x6 is because that I don't cut my 6x6 down. So that is our layout, our first scrapbooking layout. So let me know what you think. Let me know what else you'd like to see, or if this is kind of not where you were thinking of me going with scrapbooking, other things like that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.